Hey friends, this is Lori from Cruising for Treasure, and you are watching my What Sold show. This afternoon, I am in all my mom glory. I've got my messy hair, I've got my hoodie. We're just gonna do this. So I'm gonna show you everything that I sold over the weekend on all four of my platforms. Actually, they all four showed up. Yay, it's a party. So eBay, Poshmark, Facebook, Mercari, all of them came to play this weekend. So get yourself a drink, get yourself a snack, and let's see what's sold. Okay, so we're going to start, I guess we'll start with Poshmark. That's what's on top of my pile over here of items. First up, we have a pair of Taos mules, slip-on shoes with the quilted design on there, like a nylon feel. These sold for $25 on Poshmark, and I'm not exactly sure how much I paid for them. The thing is, Taos is a brand that just really does well for me. They always sell. I don't know what it is about it, but they just always sell. Another brand that always sells even the most basic pieces, and you can see from this one, if I can find the top of it, LL Bean. This is just a simple cotton Henley shirt, and this sold for $15. I got two of these at Goodwill. I think they were color of the week sticker, so they were, or tag. So they were, not that expensive. So not too shabby. All right, the next thing I'm gonna try and pull out and not knock everything else over. Let's see, here we go. All right, this is a vintage J. Crew chunky cable knit sweater. And this sold for $32. It actually sold really quickly, but you can see the label, so that's definitely not their current label. I would say this is probably, I don't know, maybe the mid 2010s. I'm not 100% sure, but why did my screen? Okay. But it did sell for $32, sold pretty quickly. I had it listed for maybe a week or two, so I love when that happens. Cozy, cozy, cozy. That's what we love. All right, so we showed you those shoes. Where are the other shoes? Uh-oh. I'm missing a pair of shoes. If I come across, okay, they're Dr. Scholl's, which I don't typically pick up, but I must have gotten these. You know what? We'll just, instead of saying maybe this is what I did, let's look it up in the spreadsheet. Oh, I got these from an auction, and so how much did I pay? I paid $5, and they sold for $20 on Poshmark. They did take almost 2 years to sell, so this is why I don't pick up Dr. Scholl's, because they just, they don't sell, they sit. But if I, okay, I should have moved these closer to me. Okay, the next item that sold, this definitely came from an online auction lot. It's actually really cute. It's a Mikasa Christmas bowl in the box, and this sold for $11. They sent me an offer, and I was like, of course, I will take it because I've had this for a while and we just want it gone. So $11 out the door. And okay, so that's what sold on Poshmark. And let's see. Let me show you my sale that I had on Mercari. Okay, this is a fun one. If you watch, actually, I don't even know if I ever did a haul on that. I source a lot from online auctions, and I won some lots in August or September that were absolutely phenomenal. I paid a ton of money, but it was well worth it. And I have sold so many things from that auction winning whatever. Hang on. Which is just incredible. But this is one of the items. This is Ralph Lauren. It's called Poets Society. And this is a tapestry pillow. And this sold for $44. And then I pay the shipping on Mercari. And so it will cost me probably about $10 to $15 to ship it. So just keep that in mind. But I got 4 of those pillows, and I got 2 comforters in that pattern, king size. And so the comforters are listed for almost $600 each. And then the pillows are listed at $50, and then, you know, I accept offers. It's a very rare, hard to find pattern in Ralph Lauren. So definitely always keep your eyes out for that, because Ralph Lauren can bring in serious cash. But anyway, that lot, that auction has netted me so much money. It was Johnny Was and Ralph Lauren. Between those 2 names, when all is said and done and every item has sold, I will have made thousands. Amazing. Okay, so now this other one I showed on my Instagram. And so if you don't follow me over there, go follow me over there, Cruising for Treasure. And this is one piece from a lot of 38 pieces. Now, this, if you don't know what this is, it's a 5-way switch for wooden trains. Now, what I did was, when I went to Goodwill, I always check out the new carts, okay? So there was this massive tub full of like wooden train pieces and tracks and whatever. What I saw in there was a new in package Thomas and Friends piece. Sold. It was $10 for the big tub. I knew I would at the very least double my money just by selling that one character. So anything else I found in the tub was just bonus. So, because if you didn't know, the Thomas and Friends pieces that came out like in the early 2000s, they're highly collectible, and some of the characters are worth way more than others, especially if they're new in package. So always keep your eye out for those. Anyway, so I listed that one immediately. Hasn't sold yet. Not a big deal. But I was looking through the other, like the pieces, trying to figure out what in the world is all this stuff. So I saw this piece and I'm like, you know what? I am going to Google image this. So, or Google, what is this? Not Google image. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about, okay? You do the little thingy and you hold this up to your camera, and Google does the search and finds exactly what it is. Now, sometimes it's more accurate than others. You do have to double check. AI is not the answer to everything, okay? You do still have to check and verify. However, it did tell me that this was a 5-way switch, and when I looked it up for Thomas, this piece alone can go for $25. So I also had some very interesting pieces in there that were ridged. They were train tracks, but they had like a ridge on, you know, all along the track. Yeah, I'm not explaining this very well. It's sitting on the table over there, whatever. I did my Google image, my Google Lens, that's what it's called, Google Lens. Okay, I'm 47 and losing my mind. Google Lens search, and come to find out that is called Maple Landmark. That's the brand. And those are also highly sought after. So I combined all of those pieces, 38 pieces plus, you know, including this. And in my title, I included both the 5-way switch and Maple Landmark and Thomas and Friends. And I put it on Facebook and on eBay, and it sold within hours on Facebook Marketplace for $60, and the buyer pays shipping. So moral of the story is when Goodwill brings out those big tubs, look through it, just grab it actually. Just grab it and put it in your cart and look later, because 9 times out of 10, they're going to price it pretty low because they want it moved. It's too bulky. It'll take up space in their store. They just don't have room. So put it in your cart, do your research. If you don't want it, put it back, but grab it, put it in your cart first of all. So that's my tip of the day, guys, is use Google Lens in your eBay reselling business, because it can actually get you a whole lot more money than if I had just taken these wooden pieces and put them, you know, $40. Okay. Would it have sold as quickly if I didn't realize this is a 5-way switch, or if I didn't identify the other brand, Maple Landmark? I don't know. but I'm going to guess not. And I could demand more money for my lot because I was able to identify exactly what it was. So there you go. And you know what? Some of you might be like, you know what, Lori, we already knew that. Okay, well, now you know 2 times. Okay, this is another item that's sold on Facebook Marketplace. So I do porch pickup, but I also do almost every listing on Facebook I allow for shipping. And that has netted me quite a bit of sales. Just this weekend, I got $94 in sales. So that's pretty great. This is Woody Wagon Perfect Day Cabin Rentals. This sold for $34. So that will be going out to some happy collector. Okay, so we got Poshmark, Mercari, and Facebook. Let's do eBay real quick. Let's see. eBay was the day or the weekend of tops selling. So I'm cool with that because I love selling clothes. The photographs were terrible. I don't have a mannequin, and some pieces it doesn't work, and not having a mannequin, and this is one of them. But it did sell. So it's Reformation, if you can see, and that sold for $30. And I don't know, was there a tag with the material? But this is definitely a full wrap thingamajigger. Let's see, it is tencel, modal, and spandex. So yeah, $30 for a brown ribbed cropped wrap sweater from Reformation. Cool, right? Okay, let's see. Next, this is also an online auction pickup. I think I paid about $5. And this is Isabelle Marant Etoile. Beautiful blouse. Absolutely gorgeous. And this sold for $49. Somebody sent me a very reasonable offer and I accepted. This also sold very quickly. So we love those quick flips. Another quick sale, actually. This is David Fusenegger, and it's a pillow cover, measures 23 by 23 inches. It did have a goose feather down pillow insert, but it was so heavy, and with the dimensions of this, it would have just been prohibitively expensive to ship this. So I just made the decision to sell just the cover, and hopefully they're able to locate a pillow to put inside. But this sold for $24. I believe I paid $5 at Goodwill. So, and again, it sold very quickly. So you love those quick flips because it's vital for your store. It shows, whichever platform, it shows that you are buying things that buyers want. So they're going to push your listings further up in the search. Like it or not, that's just how it rolls, sadly. I cannot believe I left those shoes somewhere. That's annoying. The Dr. Scholl's, whatever. Okay, moving on. Okay, this is Ralph Lauren Denim and Supply. And it's like a Western shirt with the pearl snap plaid. So cute. It's such a cute shirt. This sold for $26. So I don't pick up all Ralph Lauren. But something like this, definitely. But it's definitely very selective. The things that sold me on this is the Western cut. So you have the pockets that have like the points there with the flaps. You see that? And then you have the pearl snaps in the back. You have the yoke that has the point on it as well. So those types of things make it kind of stand out and a little bit more desirable. And then you're able to add other keywords for that, like cowgirl and Western and that sort of thing. So I definitely am selective, but I love finding Ralph Lauren because in all my years of reselling, that brand is near the top of what I sell. It's quality. That's all I can say. Okay, this is a Minolta Pocket Auto Pack camera, and it actually has film in it. So that'll be a nice little surprise for the person who buys it when they go and develop it. Hopefully it's appropriate things. Okay, so this sold for $19.99. And that sort of thing, you can't really test it per se. I mean, I guess you could, but all right, this was another quick sale, guys. This is just tremendous. For me this weekend, like at least 50% of my items sold or are items that sold so quickly. So let's see. This is Coleman Perfect Temp Sport Catalytic Heater. This is for camping. You attach a can of propane to it, and it's a heater, and this sold full price for $39.99. I did pick this up from an online auction, and I think I paid maybe $5 for this item. So definitely look out your online auctions in your area, because you can get some real treasures. You can also get some real stinkers. Let's see. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to tell this guy that I broke. Oh man. Okay, well, this was a lot of 3 paper mache napkin rings, and it sold for $10. One of them is broken. How did that happen? Well, maybe I'll just wait. Maybe 2 of them are broken. I might just refund him and send him the 2 if there are 2 that are not broken. That is such a shame. They're so pretty. So this is 1. How did it break? Oh no. Yeah. 2 are broken. I only have 1 good one. That is such a bummer. Okay, well, I'll have to refund the guy. So sad. Blah. Blah. Okay, what in the world? Okay, did it fall over? Hang on, guys. I gotta find a piece. Oh, it did fall over. Okay, here we go. Now, this is an item that I just recently, within the last week or so, ended and then did a sell similar. So if you're not doing that, that's also another really good way to revitalize your store, is to, what I do is I go on my front page, my seller dashboard, and all of the items that are renewing today, I will select 20 of them, let's say. If I'm busy and don't have a lot of time, I'll just do 5. But I try to do 20, and then I just end those listings, and then I go back one by one and I do sell similar, and I'll tweak them. I'll reduce the cost by a few pennies, or if they've been listed for a long time, I'll take a few dollars off. I will tweak, anything in there that looks like it needs to be tweaked. Some of them are fairly old listings, so the shipping is not what it was. Anyway, so that actually really helped to sell this one. Also, then I add promoted listings. I do them at 5%. And that has actually worked really well for me. I do not promote my listings when I first list them. Only when I go back in and sell similar. And I feel like it actually has been beneficial. I don't know what part of that whole equation is what is helping me sell items, but I definitely have seen an uptick in those items selling that I have gone back and ended and sold similar. So, it's just anecdotal evidence, but there you have it. But this is Anna Lee, kind of an interesting piece. Okay, not just kind of, all the way, definitely, for sure. So strange. I believe we have Indians and a turkey, and this is for Thanksgiving, obviously. And this sold for a full price of $39.87. So you can't account for taste of some people, but this is the tag. So it has the brand right there, Anna Lee. Some pieces of Anna Lee are highly collectible, and then others will just sit. And it's hard to say which is which. I had one piece of Anna Lee that sold for over $100. I want to say it was almost $200, and it sold almost immediately. But then I've had way more Anna Lee just sit. But this one, obviously, it's quite seasonal. I actually got it last year just in time for Thanksgiving, and it didn't sell. So I'm very thankful that it's selling this year, so that I don't have to have these guys sitting on my shelf for another year. Okay, that is what I have going out the door today. Now I have to hurry up and go package them because I have to go running today, and then we have a school program tonight, and it's just all the things happening all at once. And sometimes we just feel really stressed about it, but it's fine. It's fine. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Okay, so If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. I love putting up videos, but it's just so helpful if I get a little bit of feedback from people. And that's one of the ways you can provide feedback is by hitting the subscribe button. And also, if you enjoyed it, you can also hit the like button because that shows that you liked the video. And if you wanted to comment on any of the items that I sold, how are sales doing for you? Are you doing okay? Are you hitting the fourth quarter roller coaster, going way off? That didn't even make sense. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Are your sales okay? My sales are not super great, but I know why, and we are working on fixing it. We meaning I, because it's me, myself, and I. I guess that's me. So anyway, just rambling. Okay, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.